Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about the Russo brothers coming out with a picture, another picture very similar to what they did before the release of Endgame. I'm not talking about in terms of visuals, I'm not talking about the exact same picture, I'm talking about their intent, and that is going to be the key word for this video, their intent and what they want us to do. First of all, when this first aired and we saw this picture, nobody had any idea what the hell this meant, but they did say one thing in the caption, and they said Doomsday is coming. Once again, this is not the first time they have teased a picture. The last time they did this was back in 2019, where they posted another picture of a movie set and the Russo brothers put a caption on it and they stated, "Look hard." And at that time, we were like, okay, what do you mean by look hard? Like, where do we need to look? What are we looking for? And we started building these theories, conspiracy theories, having these random guesses on what we were looking at, only to find out that when you look closely at this picture and you look hard enough, it does spell Endgame. And at that time, before Endgame was about to release, like a couple of months before, many did question what was going to be the name of this project, and the Russo brothers were trying to give it out here in this picture. It was very hard. It was kind of like a weak tease here because a lot of people were getting angry because they're like bro, like how is anybody ever going to guess that the word Endgame was on this picture? But going back to the original conversation, the Russo brothers are being consistent in terms of how they do tease their next upcoming film, meaning if they wanted us to look hard at this picture back in 2019, they also want us to know that Doomsday is coming, and that is what does align with the picture that they have uploaded. This is a picture about Doomsday coming, and I'm going to be explaining exactly what this all means. It's going to get crazy, but just hang with me here. So for sure, when you say that Doomsday is coming, is basically the Russo brothers stating Dr. Doom is going to go on a heist to go after someone or something. And in terms of this image here, most likely it is Reed Richards' chalkboard. It has to be. I could be wrong, but I believe that the total consensus here is this is the exact same chalkboard that we have seen in the Fantastic Four first steps, and so it's highly likely that the Russo brothers are showing something important on this board, and possibly something that was never even referenced in the Fantastic Four first steps movie. Like for example, we never really saw, and if you really think about it, the multiversal bridge. The multiversal bridge was something that we saw in the trailers but never referenced, nor talked about, nor even shown during the movie. I'm going to be talking about the multiversal bridge and this whole idea on what Reed Richards was writing up on the chalkboard in just a few minutes. But in order for us to really understand what's actually going on here, let us know the intentions of Dr. Doom and what his whole idea is for the Doomsday movie. Reed Richards, as a leader of the Fantastic Four, is deeply involved in addressing the multiversal incursions, meaning it is a collision between different Earths of different universes that is threatened by total annihilation. One Earth has to kill the other Earth in order for that Earth to live. So Reed Richards works with the Illuminati to understand what problems do we need to solve, how can we solve this. And so we see Reed Richards working with Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, and others looking for solutions, and they come up with one solution, and that is to say that we must destroy the other Earth to save our own. However, there's a big moral decision that they have to make, so it does get very complicated for them. Unfortunately, these incursions do lead to the multiversal collapse, and Reed has to collaborate with Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange to salvage a lot of the fragments from dying realities. With Doom using the Beyonder's power, he does construct a Battleworld, a planet that is basically composed of stitched and togethered universes. And on a Battleworld, Doom does establish himself as God Emperor Doom. That's all he wanted. Dr. Doom, literally all he wanted was to rule Battleworld. He wanted to be God. And to Reed, he did not like this idea, and he finds out that Doom does steal the power of the Beyonder. So that is going to be the true intentions of Dr. Doom through the movie. It might be altered just a little, but that is going to be the overall broad idea that Dr. Doom does want. He wants to create Battleworld, and this chalkboard that we have seen could be different ideas that Reed Richards was drawing up to see how he can stop these incursions, but only to find out that it's too late, that they were powerless through this situation. We're going to start getting a better idea on what this movie is about very, very soon, because back on September 8th, which was literally yesterday, we saw Chris Evans in like peak physical form, leading up speculations that his return is coming very soon, that he's going to be in the movie, movie. It's insane. David Harbour, who plays the Red Guardian, also said that the set is enormous, that it's going to be epic in terms of scale. Alan Cumming, who plays Nightcrawler in this film, has also wrapped up filming. Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri, also wrapped up filming. Chris Hemsworth as Thor wrapped up filming, and Pedro Pascal, Reed Richards, also wrapped up filming. So there's a lot of things that is nearing in terms of completion. We have also heard that Tobey Maguire is in London, which is the exact same location where they're filming the movie. So going back to the chalkboard, right? Once again, I know that at first it did not seem like it was a big tease, but it really is. Let's talk about the multiversal bridge once more. I really do think that because Reed Richards had that idea of building the multiversal bridge when those events were happening during the Fantastic Four First Steps and Galactus was coming, I really do think that he left those ideas on the board as well, only for Doctor Doom to steal those ideas, because that is who Doctor Doom is. He is somebody who steals. He is somebody who likes to manipulate. He's a thief, and this could possibly be the way we could tie up the events of the Fantastic Four First Steps, Thunderbolts, and Avengers Doomsday. So for example, what if Doctor Doom went back to Earth 838, took the equations of the multiversal bridge, also took Franklin Richards, as we did see in the post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four, and also took, most importantly, the spaceship. And so when we go back to the post-credit scene of the Thunderbolts, it explains the reason why we see the Fantastic Four's futuristic ship going into Earth 616 atmosphere. Is because what if it's just not the Fantastic Four? What if it's not them? What if it's Doctor Doom and Franklin Richards in the ship, and the only reason why we're able to see that ship there during the post-credit scene of the Thunderbolts is because Doctor Doom took the equation of the multiversal bridge, and that is basically how we do get Tony Stark's Doctor Doom meeting the Avengers in Earth 616. This is the reason why the Russo brothers were stating Doomsday is coming, Doctor Doom is coming, Doctor Doom is coming to Earth 616 with Franklin Richards and the stolen ship. It's not the Fantastic Four that's in this ship. We would think it is, but it's not. This would really tie up everything that we have seen in terms of post-credit scenes between Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, and also tie in Avengers Doomsday. I'm gonna take it a step further, because now that I'm like so deep into this theory, I want to say this one last thing. I would love to see, and this is just my own speculation, this is my own theory. I don't want to say that this is exactly what I saw, like through a leak or through a source, but this is just my theory. I would love to see in Spider-Man Brand New Day, where we do have the last post-credit scene before Doomsday, where we finally do see that Fantastic Four ship land in New York, and we see Spider-Man with the Thunderbolts, because apparently Florence Pugh is in Spider-Man 4, so we see the Spider-Man with the Thunderbolts and even Doctor Strange, and they're all together waiting for that ship to land in New York. I'm gonna assume, and I hope that this does happen, that Doctor Strange says, oh yeah, there's a 4 on that ship. Most likely it is the Fantastic Four. I have met one of those members before. So he's gonna say, expect for a family to come out, whatever. But once that door does open from the ship and they land, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and the Thunderbolts don't see the Fantastic Four, but they see Tony Stark with Franklin Richards. And to Doctor Strange, he finds this very weird, because he knows who the Fantastic Four are, and most importantly, he knows what Tony Stark looks like. And so Doctor Strange especially is going to be very confused. Let's remember, and let's go back to that one rumor that did release a couple of months ago. Doctor Doom is going to arrive to Earth 616 acting like a savior and someone who can help save the multiverse. He's going to make the Avengers in Earth 616 feel like he's their friend, and that's mainly because he can use Tony Stark's face. He knows that he has an advantage. Once again, it goes back to what I said before. He is a manipulator, a deceiver, a thief, and I do think that Tony Stark's Doctor Doom will be able to manipulate the Avengers successfully. Meanwhile, you have the Fantastic Four still in Earth 838, having no idea how they can get to another universe and save Franklin Richards. And this could potentially set up the Fantastic Four not uniting with the Avengers in Doomsday, but uniting with the Avengers in Secret Wars. That way, you also have the cohesion between Doctor Doom, that is played by Tony Stark, and the Avengers only, which is something that is going to be so important for the Doomsday movie. We want to see the interaction. We want to see how the Avengers do react to a familiar face. It puts that situation into real focus. But that is it, right? Let me know in the comment sections down below. Do you believe that Doom and Franklin Richards are in that ship heading towards Earth 616? Am I reaching here? Did we speak too much on a picture that is just so blurry that it might not even mean nothing, that it could be just a bunch of random words that leads to nothing? Who knows? I do think though, and the good news is the fact that we're all talking about this, it really does give me the experience of what we all had before Endgame. There's a lot of hype, there's a lot of speculation, a lot of theories. We're all talking about it. I think that people are very much excited. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.